Now, 8 billion. The world can't figure out a problem that's in China's pocket. How much is hidden at the bottom? Every time you think you've figured out our mother's bottom line, immediately he'll pull out something new again. Now our black technology inventory, like Doraemon's treasure box, it's just bottomless. If you don't believe me, let's take stock. The latest black technology on display. The first flight was successful on May 22nd. Rainbow YH-1000 new unmanned transport aircraft. This plane can hold 1.2 tons of cargo. Delivery distance up to 1,500 kilometers. Whether it's a highway, grassland, he can take off and land directly from the snow or even the water. In normal times, you can use him to deliver express products. It's an emergency. What do you think he can send? And this thing has a range of up to 1,500 kilometers. From the southern tip of Hainan Island in our country, can be delivered directly to your door to the Strait of Malacca. You say, then we will take off hundreds of them at once. Thousands of planes. Move to the front. What would that look like? What's even more exaggerated is that this plane is still an unmanned aircraft. Even the pilots are saved, as long as there are enough raw materials. In theory, we can make as many as we want. The logistical capability is simply bottomless. And that's just one member of the Rainbow family. Also unveiled before is Rainbow 9 high altitude, long endurance drone. Rainbow 10 unmanned light transfer overhang machine. Rainbow 7 high altitude subfactor drone. These planes are exploding one by one. Each one can astonish the world. Like a rainbow ball. He can fly for 40 hours without landing. It's like going from Beijing to New York. And his altitude is outrageous. An ordinary drone, it can fly to 11,000 kilometers. Ordinary anti-aircraft weapons can't touch him at all. This strategic weapon, we turned out to be mass-producing. And Rainbow Stones. He can take off and land vertically on an aircraft carrier. It's Pathfinder, it's reconnaissance. It can also transport a small amount of things. It's like a Navy ship and an army. Perfect Sentinel. More exaggerated is Rainbow 7. High-altitude subfactor drone. This plane looks unremarkable on the surface. But in fact he is the same as the American B-2 bomber. Very stealthy. Hard to detect by the enemy. Equipped with this aircraft, we can go deep into enemy territory. Rear to execute tasks. It's like giving the military a pair of contact lenses. Can identify the enemy's important target location in advance. With these 4 aircraft, it's like building everything from logistics to reconnaissance, from conventional strikes, to a complete drone combat system for covert operations. Fight against such an opponent. You probably didn't even notice where they were, have been completely destroyed. Why do you insist on playing this time? What about a 6-0 victory? It is because Pakistan has used our entire set of combat systems. When the Indians first took off, a direct precision strike. Let's look at the second black technology. May 18th, large amphibious aircraft tested in Zhuhai, AG-600 Kunlun. What are the features of this plane? I'll just say he can take off and land in the waves. Do you understand what that means? This means that once this aircraft enters large-scale service, the entire South China Sea and East China Sea will be our airport. Then the Philippines wants to cause trouble. Japan has moved on the Diao Islands. The United States has ideas in the Strait of Malacca. Our Kunlun departs directly, tutoring the front line soon, according to outside estimates. Once this aircraft is fully deployed, then our tutoring efficiency for Nanhai Guidance School will increase by more than 10 times. Rescue response times at sea are reduced by 80%. And I'm only talking about the South China Sea and the Indian Ocean, Pacific Ocean. Can we go to the enemy in the Arctic Ocean? Is it free trade anyway? Protection of merchant ships is formal and reasonable. This thing is always on call, tutoring everywhere. You will know what protection trade insurance is. Of course, the most eye-catching is the 9-day drone. News of the first flight. Since its debut at the Zhuhai Air Show last year, the drone disappeared in 9 days. Just when everyone is guessing the specific reason, CCTV News suddenly broke a big news. Expected in June, the 9-day drone will make its maiden flight. The message is sent out and the whole network information is sent out. Because this plane is so hardcore. It has a maximum takeoff weight of up to 16 tons, maximum load up to 6 tons. Compatible with some small bombers. It has a maximum range of up to 7,000 kilometers. From Heilongjiang in our country, you can go straight to Hawaii in the United States. And here's what's even more dramatic. This drone actually has 8 plug-in points, can carry a 1,000 kilogram guided bomb at a time, or bring a large number of anti-ship missiles, air-to-air missiles, etc. It's literally a walking missile launch pad. The most outrageous thing is, he turned science fiction movies into reality, directly developed the Tesco Honeycomb mission module. What does this thing do? I'll put it this way. You've all seen science fiction movies, right? When alien technology invaded Earth, there is often a big, giant air carrier. Door open. Out of it flew a swarm of alien planes. A saturation strike against the Earth Army. Isn't this picture very shocking? But here's what's interesting. 9-day drones bring this ability to life. He can carry hundreds of small drones at a time. When the time comes to take action, hundreds of 9-day drones take off simultaneously, release tens of thousands of planes at a time. Scenes that appear on the battlefield. I'm afraid it will subvert the human war model. And this equipment, just the tip of the iceberg of our country's strength. There is still a lot of black technology hidden in the depths. ordinary people don't pay attention. Won't clear at all. Like what? Our recent oblique detonation engine test. It's a very shocking thing, because it goes straight up to Mach 16, faster than most missiles and rockets. Theoretically, only an hour, across half the world. You said put this thing on the red to stone. What would that look like? They're like 3 body droplets. And this February, a picture that went viral online. It is said to be a Type 93B attack nuclear submarine. Satellite photo. A lot of people used to say, nuclear submarines are our country's weakness. But according to the leaked news, this nuclear submarine, not only are there 24 vertical launch units, a new type of pump jet propulsion was also installed at the rear. It may even be used in the future. Shaftless pumping technology. At that time, whether it is hidden sex, or the accuracy of the strike, destructive power, etc., will not lose to America's most powerful nuclear submarine. After reading these, you know, why are Americans suddenly getting older? I dare not mention the hot war. The tariff war has also ceased. It all boils down to this. It is because it is constantly stimulated by us. They're all a little confused now. Many people on the internet always say that. Why are we unwilling to show our strength? And we've shown it many times. You just didn't understand it. For example, the stray balloon incident in the previous 2 years. The layman watches the fun. You can see it at a glance. This is testing the real performance of the American V-generation machine. Because the balloon flew 30,000 meters in the air, the US Air Force has nothing to do with him. Then descend to a height of 20,000 meters. The F-22 fighter is still powerless. Finally, it can only drop to more than 10,000 meters. It was destroyed by the US Air Force. Through this thing, we had it all at once. The maximum combat altitude of the US Air Force. And some time ago, daily non-joint military exercises. And then something very magical happened. That's our country's 8158 electronic reconnaissance ship. Ran directly under their noses. The closest distance is only 8 nautical miles. Anyone who understands the military knows. This distance is already a very dangerous distance. But Americans ended up relying on the naked eye. Just found out. There is no response on their radar. People who don't understand think it's a farce. But people who understand know. What does that mean? We can put a scout ship, delivered to Americans undetected. That would pull the destroyer into that distance. So after the news broke, the Americans broke their defenses. Even the military exercises ended hastily. Because it goes on. It's just a shame. So it's not that our country didn't show its strength. It's that the way we show our power is too secretive. It takes someone with some foundation to understand. America's rednecks may not understand our strength, but their executives know very well. They can't afford to offend us now. A video that was exposed some time ago at a consultation meeting in the United States. US lawmakers have pointed out several key issues. He said that China controls almost all rare earths, processing and refining of key minerals, the core components of our military defense, in their hands. The capacity of a Chinese shipyard. That's more than all the shipyards in the United States combined. China's shipbuilding capacity is 230 times that of the United States. And in new energy robots, drones, China has it all, with a huge advantage. This is a much bigger problem than most people realize. More powerful opponents, and the US congressman. And it brought up a very important point. China graduates every year. Tens of millions of science and engineering college students. That's the really scary thing. Because the surface fight between countries is about weapons, but it's actually about talent. When China comes into being, when constantly cultivating a large number of talents, the United States is engaged in happiness education. The President of the United States is expelling international tourism students at Harvard. These two diametrically opposed approaches. And there's going to be a brain drain out of the United States. They are significantly behind us in the competition with us. Understand this and you will understand. Now we see Chinese power. It's probably just the tip of the iceberg. There are also many subversive black technologies, hidden in a real treasure box. This equipment doesn't show up easily. Once it is unveiled, it will exert unimaginable power. If you don't believe me, look at the solidity of this India-Pakistan air battle. We put a little effort into it. The world goes silent. This is the best proof of our strength today.